Mama Charity raised her head slowly and looked at Faith, her voice calm but firm. "Is it true, my daughter?" Faith nodded gently. "Yes, Mama." She came again. She looked helpless. She only needed a little to complete her rent. I had to help. For a moment, the room was silent. Natasha stood with folded arms, waiting for their mother to explode. But Mama Charity sighed deeply and leaned back in her chair. "You did well," she said softly. "When someone knocks on your door in hunger or pain, you do not chase them away. Not in this house." Natasha gasped. "Mama, are you serious? After all the work we did today? She gave everything to a beggar and you're okay with it?" Mama Charity turned her eyes to her elder daughter. "You speak of the money, but what of the heart behind it? That woman may be poor, but what if her prayers bring blessings you can't see yet?" Natasha scoffed and turned away. "I don't believe in all that nonsense." "Then maybe that's why your heart is always restless," Mama said quietly. "Faith gave with love. You give with bitterness. That's the difference." Natasha stormed off to her room without another word. Faith remained standing near the doorway, unsure whether to sit or leave. Mama looked at her and gave a tired smile. "Come, sit. You've done enough for today. Let God handle the rest." Faith walked over and sat beside her mother. She didn't speak, but her heart felt lighter. The old woman's words echoed in her mind, a blessing she didn't fully understand yet, but somehow she knew it mattered. 2 days passed. Natasha stayed distant, barely speaking to anyone. Faith continued working at the restaurant alone while Mama Charity rested at home. Business remained slow, but Faith didn't complain. One afternoon, as Faith was wiping down the tables, a black SUV parked across the road. The windows were tinted. A well-dressed man stepped out, holding a leather briefcase. He walked straight to the restaurant and looked around. "Good afternoon," he said politely. "Is the owner around?" Faith stepped forward, cautious. "Good afternoon, sir. My mother owns the place, but she's not here right now." The man nodded. "That's fine. Are you Faith?" She hesitated. "Yes, I am." "Do we know each other?" "No," he said with a kind smile. "But someone you helped recently sent me. An old woman. She said you fed her twice, and even gave her money when you had barely enough for yourself." Faith's heart skipped. "You mean, the woman who comes here sometimes? With the faded wrapper?" "Yes," he replied. "She's not who you think she is." Faith frowned in confusion. "What do you mean?" "She's my mother," the man said simply, "and also the CEO of one of the largest foundation trusts in the state. She disguises herself sometimes to see how people treat the poor." Faith's mouth fell open. She stepped back, stunned. "She told me everything. About how your sister mocked her, and how you treated her with respect and kindness. She asked me to find you and make sure your kindness is rewarded." Faith blinked, speechless. The man reached into his briefcase and brought out an envelope. "This is just the beginning. There's more, if you're willing to work with our foundation. We want people like you. Kind-hearted, real." Faith accepted the envelope with trembling hands. Her voice barely came out. "Thank you, sir. I don't know what to say." "Just keep being who you are," the man said. "My mother sends her love." As he turned and left, Faith stood frozen. Slowly, she opened the envelope and saw bundles of cash. Far more than she had ever seen in her life. Her legs gave way, and she sat down heavily on a chair. Minutes later, Natasha walked in, still fuming from earlier. "Did you finally finish giving our money away again?" she said sarcastically. Faith looked up, tears in her eyes. Not from pain, but overwhelming joy. "Yes, sister," she said softly. "And today, the same beggar returned it to me. 100 times more." Natasha's eyes widened in shock as she spotted the cash on the table. Faith said nothing more. She didn't need to. Some lessons are only understood through life's quiet, powerful moments. She paused as she noticed their eyes on her. "Faith!" Mama Charity's voice rang out. "Come here this instant. Tell me it's not true. Tell me you didn't give away everything you made today." Faith hesitated, then spoke quietly. She said her landlord was about to throw her out. She just needed a little more to complete her rent. Mama stood up abruptly. "And you gave her everything? All the money?" "I couldn't let her go like that, Mama," Faith replied gently. "That's enough," Mama shouted. "From tomorrow, you'll stop going to my shop. You want to destroy my business? How foolish can you be?" Tears welled up in Faith's eyes. "I was only trying to help." "Don't talk," Mama snapped. "You're just like your useless father." Faith's eyes widened. Something shifted deep inside her. "Don't speak about my father like that again," she said, her voice firmer than before. "He wasn't useless." Mama Charity turned slowly, shocked. "You dare talk back at me?" "Yes, Mama. I won't let you keep insulting him. He's gone. Let him rest in peace." Natasha let out a bitter laugh. "So now you talk back to Mama? You must be sleeping around. That's where all this boldness is coming from." "That's a lie," Faith shot back. "I'm not like you, giving away our food and Mama's money to your jobless boyfriend." Mama gasped. Natasha stepped back. "You're mad." "No," Faith said sharply. "Mama, every day she steals from the shop to cook for Chuka. That man lies around all day doing nothing, eating our food. Yet I'm the foolish one." Natasha's face changed. "So now you want to disgrace me?" "I'm telling the truth," Faith replied. "You called me names, but at least I helped someone in need. You waste money on a man who should be helping you." Mama slowly sat down, overwhelmed. "I thought Faith was the problem. But you're worse. So both of you have been doing foolish things behind my back." Natasha hissed and stormed to the bedroom. "I won't stay here and be insulted." Faith stood frozen, her eyes filled with silent tears. Mama rubbed her forehead. "I see now," she muttered. "After everything I've done, raised you alone since your father died, you've both turned against me." "I'm sorry, Mama," Faith said quietly. "But I won't keep quiet when you insult Papa. He wasn't perfect, but he loved us. He tried. I paid your school fees, I fed you, I clothed you," Mama said. "I know," Faith replied, voice trembling. "And I'm grateful. But please stop saying he was useless." There was a long pause. Then Mama stood. "Both of you. I want you out of my house tomorrow morning." Faith's eyes widened. "Mama, I need peace. If you want to defend outsiders, go and live with them. If you want to act grown, go be grown somewhere else." Elsewhere, the old woman sat quietly on the edge of a small wooden bed, her back against the wall. The room was bare. A table stood beside her, holding a cup of cold tea and a basic mobile phone. Her son had called 5 times that day. She hadn't answered. She wasn't ready yet. Now the phone rang again. She glanced at the screen. It was him. She picked up. "Mama." Leonard's voice came through, anxious. "Where are you?" "I'm fine," she said calmly. "That's not what I asked. I said, where are you? I told you I'm somewhere." "Mama, don't do this. It's been weeks. You disappeared without telling anyone. You barely take my calls." "I'm okay." "This isn't okay. You left like a thief in the night. Then 2 days later, all you said was I'm fine. I've heard that every time I call. But you're not fine. What's going on? Please come home." "I'm coming," she said. "When?" "Soon." "Mama, what are you even doing? You told me 2 days, it's been 3 weeks." "I'm doing something important." "For who?" "For you." Leonard went silent for a few seconds. "For me? What does any of this have to do with me?" "Everything. I don't understand." "You will." "Mama, please. You don't need to prove anything. Just come home." "Not yet. You're scaring me." "Don't be scared. I'm not dying. I'm not sick. I'm not doing anything bad." "Then what is it?" "I'm just searching for something real." "Real." "A real heart." Leonard's voice lowered. "What does that mean?" "You'll understand later." He didn't speak for a moment. Then quietly he said, "If you move again or change your number, please tell me. I need to know where you are." "I will." The line went silent as the call ended. The next morning, Mama Charity left early to get food items from the market. Before leaving, she placed some money on the kitchen table and told Natasha to give it to the landlord later that day. It was part of the house rent. As soon as she left, Natasha picked up the money, tucked it into her bra, got dressed, and left the house. She went straight to Chuka's place. He was lying on the bed, scrolling through his phone. "You brought it?" he asked without looking up. "Yes," she said, pulling out the cash. "Just manage this for now." He smiled and snatched the money. "You're my ride or die, baby." Natasha grinned. "I know." She stayed there the whole day. Back at home, Faith swept the compound and waited for Mama to return. Around evening, Mama Charity walked in, tired and sweating. "Natasha," she called. No answer. "Faith." "Yes, Mama," Faith replied, stepping out. "Where's Natasha?" "She hasn't come home since morning." "What about the money I left for the landlord?" Faith looked confused. "What money?" Mama walked quickly to the kitchen. The table was empty. She turned sharply. "Faith, where is the money I dropped here?" This morning, Faith stood still. "Mama, I don't know anything about the money. I didn't see it." Just then, Natasha walked in, pretending to be exhausted. "Where have you been?" Mama Charity asked sharply. Natasha looked surprised. "I went to see Chuka." "And the money I left on the table?" Mama asked, her voice rising. Natasha hesitated, then quickly pointed toward Faith. "She took it. I saw her looking through it before I left. Maybe she hid it." Faith's eyes widened. "That's not true. I didn't touch anything." "Stop lying," Natasha shouted. "I saw you. Don't pretend." Mama Charity turned to Faith, her voice cold. "So you've stolen the money meant for rent?" "Faith, how low can you go?" I didn't steal anything, Faith cried. Mama, please believe me. I never touched that money. Be quiet. Mama screamed. You want to bring shame to my name? First, you give my food to a beggar. Then you give her money. Now you've taken the landlord's money too. Faith shook her head in disbelief. Mama, I swear. Don't swear. I don't want to hear anything from you again. Get out of my sight. That evening, the landlord came knocking. Good evening, he greeted. Good evening, sir, Mama replied, her voice nervous. You promised to pay part of the rent today. I know, please. Just give me until tomorrow morning. Something happened to the money. No need, he interrupted. You've made too many promises already. I want you out by tomorrow. Please, sir. Out, he snapped. I'm tired of hearing stories. Pack your things. He stormed off, leaving Mama sitting on the floor in tears. God, what kind of children did I raise? Natasha crossed her arms. Well, I'm not sleeping outside with you too. I'm going to Chuka's house. Mama looked up in shock. What? You heard me, Natasha said coldly. I'll stay with my man. Please, Mama begged. Let us come with you, just for tonight. I don't have anywhere to take Faith. Natasha scoffed. Never. After all the insults you gave him? You called him jobless and useless. You said I was stupid for being with him. Now you want to sleep under his roof. Please, my daughter. Sleep on the street with your favorite child. I'm done. She grabbed her small bag and left without another word. Mama sat there stunned, unable to move or speak. Faith gently helped her to her feet. Let's go, Mama. Maybe we'll find somewhere. They walked slowly, carrying light bags, the sky growing darker with each step. A few streets away, they saw Mama Rebecca sitting on a wooden bench by the roadside. She looked up and noticed them. Faith. Faith stopped, surprised. Mama Rebecca? What happened? She asked, standing up. Faith couldn't speak. She simply shook her head. Mama Rebecca's eyes moved over their dusty clothes and weary faces. What happened? She asked again. Faith finally replied, We were thrown out of our house. Where are you going? We don't know. Mama Rebecca paused, then gently said, You can stay with me for a while. Faith looked at her mother. Mama Charity quickly nodded. Yes, please. We just need somewhere to sleep tonight. You're welcome, Mama Rebecca said. Come with me. They followed her. The small room was simple but clean. She laid out mats on the floor, handed each of them a cup of water, then sat down beside them. You can rest here. Thank you, Faith whispered. You're a good girl, Mama Rebecca said. The world doesn't always reward kindness quickly, but it never forgets. Mama Charity sat silently in a corner, ashamed. Faith lay down beside her, and for the first time in days, felt peace. The next morning, Faith woke up early and swept the compound. Mama Rebecca sat outside watching her quietly, a small smile on her face. Inside, Mama Charity remained silent, still weighed down by regret. Her back ached from sleeping on the hard floor, but she said nothing. She knew she had no right to complain. Only days ago, she had called this woman useless. Now they were under her roof. Later that morning, Mama Rebecca stepped inside. Let's eat. I can help prepare something, Faith offered quickly. No need. I've already cooked, Mama Rebecca replied. She brought out 3 plates of yam and sauce and handed one to each of them. "Thank you, Ma," Faith said. "Thank you," Mama Charity added, without lifting her head. They ate quietly. Afterward, Mama Rebecca looked at them. "So, what's your plan now?" Faith turned to her mother. Mama Charity sighed. "I don't know. I can't house you for long," Mama Rebecca said calmly, "but you can stay a few more days. Use the time to think." "Thank you, Ma," Mama Charity replied softly. Later, as Mama Charity fetched water from the small corner where the drum was kept, Mama Rebecca turned to her. "Your daughter is a good girl." Mama Charity nodded slowly. "She is. You insulted her often." "I know," Mama Charity replied, eyes lowered. "I thought she was the problem. I didn't see the truth. It was Natasha all along." "Do you still think so?" "No," Mama Charity said. "Faith has always had a good heart. I was just too blind to see it." Mama Rebecca said nothing more. She gave a small nod and stood up. The next morning, Faith sat beside her. "I want to go and look for a job." "You want to work?" the old woman asked. "Yes. Even if it's cooking or cleaning. I don't want to sit around waiting for help." "I know someone," Mama Rebecca said. "A rich man looking for a cook. If you're interested, I'll give you the address." "I'm interested," Faith said without hesitation. Mama Rebecca tore out a piece of paper and handed it to her. "Go with your mother. Tell them I sent you." Faith went inside. "Mama, get ready. We're going to see someone." "Who?" "Mama Rebecca gave us the address. A rich man needs a cook." They got dressed and left. At the compound, 2 security men stood at the gate. "Good afternoon," Faith greeted. "We came for a cooking job. Mama Rebecca sent us." One of the guards made a call. A young man soon walked out of the building, calm and well-dressed. "I'm Leonard. Are you the ones Mama Rebecca spoke about?" "Yes, sir," Faith replied. He nodded. "Come with me." Inside, they sat in a quiet lounge. "My mother asked me to hire you," Leonard said. Faith and her mother exchanged a look of surprise. "Your mother?" Faith asked. "Do we know her?" "You'll meet her tomorrow," he replied. "If you work here, you must live here. All cooks do." "I can't stay here," Faith said immediately. "I won't leave my mother alone." "Then you lose the job," Leonard said. Faith stood. "Then keep the job." "I won't leave her." Leonard watched her silently. "Give me the address. I'll send my driver to pick her up. She can stay here too." That evening, his driver picked up Mama Rebecca and brought her to the mansion. She didn't speak. The driver led her to the red guest room. A housekeeper showed Faith and her mother to their room, clean and comfortable. They changed into fresh clothes and were served a plate of hot rice and stew. While they ate, the housekeeper knocked. "Your mother has arrived," she said. Faith and her mother looked at each other. "Mama Rebecca?" Faith asked. "Yes, she's here. You'll see her tomorrow." After the housekeeper left, Mama Charity whispered, "This is not ordinary. Something's going on." Faith nodded. "I feel it too. But whatever it is, let's wait." Faith said nothing. She just stared at the door, lost in thought. In her room, Mama Rebecca sat quietly, writing in her notebook. Faith gave up a job again, just to stay with her mother. She passed again. The next morning, a knock came. A housekeeper entered. Mr. Leonard said you should join him for breakfast. Faith and her mother got ready. The house was silent. They stepped into the dining room where Leonard was already seated. "Good morning," he said. "Good morning, sir," they replied. "Please sit." As they began to eat, another door opened. Mama Rebecca walked in. Faith's spoon fell from her hand. Her mother gasped. "Mama Rebecca?" Faith said in shock. Leonard smiled. "Yes, this is my mother." Faith stood up. You're his mother?" Mama Rebecca nodded. "Yes. I'm not a poor beggar. My son owns this house. I brought you here." Mama Charity rose slowly, face pale. "All this time?" "Yes," Mama Rebecca said. "I disguised myself to see people's hearts. My son is wealthy. I didn't want him to marry someone who only sees money. I wanted to find someone real." Faith couldn't speak. "You passed," she continued. "You fed me when you had little. You gave me money when you had almost nothing. You chose your mother over riches. You left your home in shame, yet stayed kind. You gave up a job out of love." Leonard added, "Everything I did was based on her word. I didn't know you. I trusted her judgment. And everything she said was right." Mama Charity's lips trembled. "I mocked you. I judged you. And I forgive you," Mama Rebecca said gently. Tears fell from Mama Charity's eyes. Faith turned to her. "Why me?" "Because you stayed kind, even when rejected. You defended your father, protected your mother, and chose love over greed." Faith wept quietly. Leonard looked at her. "I'd like you to work here, not as a cook, but as my mother's personal assistant. You'll travel with her, help with her projects." "Me?" Faith asked, stunned. "Yes," Mama Rebecca smiled. "You deserve more. But we'll start from here." Mama Charity knelt. "Thank you. I failed as a mother, but I'm grateful for this mercy." "Stand," Mama Rebecca said. "This is a new beginning." That same day, across town, Natasha stood at the roadside food stall, eyes fixed on her phone. A WhatsApp status had just caught her attention. It was from someone who worked in the mansion. The caption read, "The girl who used to serve food near the market is now living in Olga Leonard's mansion." She tapped on the photo. There was Faith, standing beside her mother, both dressed beautifully and smiling near a large luxurious car. Natasha's face turned red. "What?" she shouted. "Faith is living in a mansion? That dirty girl." Fuming, she stormed to her boyfriend's house. Chuka was lying on the bed, glued to his phone. She barged in. "Chuka, wake up. You won't believe what I just saw." "What is it?" he asked, sitting up. "Faith and my mother. They're living in a mansion. A real one. Big house. Cars. Rich people." "So," Chuka said carelessly. "She didn't get that from the streets. That man, Leonard, the one she's working for, he's behind all of this. We need to act fast." Chuka looked at her, confused. "What are you saying?" Natasha began pacing. "We'll go there. I'll make him fall for me. I'll dress well, act sweet, gentle. Once he's hooked, we'll take everything. I know how to play men." Chuka laughed. "You? Fall in love?" "I don't need to love him," she snapped. "He just needs to love me. And once he does, we'll clean him out. You think Faith won't expose you? She won't dare. This is our way out of poverty. Faith doesn't deserve that life." She's too naive. This time, I'll be smart. You just follow my lead. Chuka shrugged. All right. Let's play your game. They sat down and started planning. Natasha scribbled in a notebook. Borrow clothes. Change name to Tasha Williams. Say you're looking for a cleaning job. Act humble. I'll start the day after tomorrow, she said. We finish what we start, Chuka replied. Meanwhile, at the mansion, Faith and her mother sat quietly. Mama, can you believe all this? Faith asked. I still feel like I'm dreaming. She was watching us the whole time, and you were the one she chose. You deserve it, Mama Charity said softly. Faith shook her head. It's not about deserving. It's grace. There was a knock on the door. Leonard stepped in, holding a brown envelope. Sorry to disturb, he said. No problem, sir, Faith replied. There's money in here, for clothes, hair, shoes. You work in a big place now, and you should look the part. Faith opened her mouth, but Leonard cut her off. No arguments. You've earned it. Thank you, sir. He paused for a moment, then gave her a gentle smile. See you at dinner. As he left, Mama Charity turned to her daughter. Do you think he likes you? Faith looked away. Mama. Don't pretend you don't see how he looks at you. He just respects me. Respect can become something deeper. The next morning, Mama Rebecca called them to the sitting room. I want to take you somewhere, she said. They followed without question. When they arrived, Faith and her mother were amazed. It was a beautiful house, peaceful and well-maintained. This is my house, Mama Rebecca said. I bought it years ago. This is where I live when I'm not with Leonard. I came here in disguise when I first met you. They nodded, still surprised. I'll be 70 in 2 weeks, she added. And I want to celebrate here. My son wants to host it at his mansion, but I said no. I celebrated here last year, and I'll do it again. It's beautiful, Mama Charity said. And I want you both to help me. Be my cooks, help with decorations, food lists, shopping, everything. We'd be honored, Faith replied with a smile. Just a few minutes later, the doorbell rang. One of the housekeepers opened the door. A young woman entered, well-dressed, calm, and polite. It was Natasha. Her hair was neatly styled, makeup light and tasteful. She smiled and greeted Leonard, who had just stepped into the room. Good afternoon, sir. I came to apply for a cleaning job. Leonard raised a brow. A cleaning job? Yes, sir. I've worked in hotels, private homes, big places. I don't have a permanent opening, but I do need extra help for 2 weeks. My mother's birthday is coming up. That's perfect, sir. I can manage. I already have someone helping with the preparations, but if you're okay with sharing the job, you can join. Yes, sir. Thank you. He turned to the housekeeper. Show her to the staff quarters. She starts tomorrow. Yes, sir. Natasha bowed slightly. I'm really grateful. As she followed the housekeeper down the corridor, her eyes scanned the mansion. The staircase, the polished tiles, the paintings. Her plan was in motion. In her room, she waited for the housekeeper to leave, then locked the door and pulled out her phone. She sent a voice note to Chuka. I'm in. Leonard gave me the 2-week job. Chuka replied quickly. Good. Just keep acting perfect. Let him notice you. Natasha looked at her reflection. They left me behind. But now I'm inside. Faith will regret ever shining before me. The next morning, she woke up early, dressed neatly in a plain gown, and moved quietly to the kitchen, pretending to work hard. By 9 a.m., Leonard walked past the staircase, dressed in a white shirt and trousers, his phone in hand. Natasha pretended to clean a flower vase nearby. He didn't stop, didn't glance her way. She waited. Nothing. She clenched her teeth but forced a smile. "It's just day one," she whispered. Later that evening, she passed his office with a tray of tea. He stepped out with some documents. She smiled sweetly. "Good evening, sir." He didn't respond. He didn't even look at her. Frozen in place, Natasha quickly moved to the corridor and dialed Chuka. "He didn't even see me. Not once." "Are you sure?" "Yes." "He ignores me like I'm invisible." "Try harder," Chuka said. "He's probably used to women chasing him." "You're there for 2 weeks. Don't give up." "Okay," she said. "I'll think of something else." That night, Leonard called his mother. "Mama, I hired a cleaner, just for 2 weeks." Silence. Then Mama Rebecca's voice came sharply. "A cleaner? For what?" "Just light work, Mama." I didn't want to overwork Faith and her mother. You should have called Faith instead. I didn't want to stress her. Leonard, we don't need strangers in this house. That girl must leave. Tomorrow, I'm sending Faith to pick up something from the house. Yes, Mama. Make sure she checks everything. And when she comes, the girl leaves. I understand. Let me remind you, Faith and her mother are the ones who stood by us. I don't want anyone disturbing the peace. The next morning, Faith arrived around 10 a.m., as instructed. She went to collect the items from Mama Rebecca's room. Meanwhile, Natasha was in the kitchen, still pretending to work hard. Upstairs, Faith gathered decorations, clothes, and a folder. Suddenly, the door opened. Leonard stepped in. "Faith." "Good morning, sir," she smiled. "Don't call me sir anymore," he said gently. She laughed softly. "Okay." He came closer. "I've been meaning to say this, but I can't wait anymore. Faith, I love you. From the moment I met you, I knew you were different, strong, kind, everything I never knew I needed. Will you marry me?" Faith was stunned. "Leonard, I mean it. I feel the same. I just didn't know if I should say it." He smiled, then leaned in and kissed her. Gentle, sure, warm. They pulled apart slowly. "Let me check on the new cleaner," she said. Mama wanted a report on the house. "She might be in the kitchen," he said. Faith walked toward the kitchen. When she entered, she froze. "Natasha." Natasha turned, eyes narrow, smile fake. "What are you doing here?" "I should ask you the same," Faith replied. "I work here now." "You what?" "Yes. And guess what? Leonard and I are in love." Faith stepped back. "That's a lie. You think a rich man like that would want someone like you?" "He notices me now." "You used a fake name. You came here with a plan." "Oh, please," Natasha scoffed. "I'm smarter than you'll ever be." Then a voice interrupted. "What's going on here?" It was Leonard. "She's my sister," Faith said. "Her name is Natasha. She lied to get in. She planned to use you." Leonard turned to Natasha. "Is this true?" "Sir, I can explain." No need. You lied about your name and came to destroy peace. Get out. Now. Leonard, please. I said out. Security. 2 guards came in. She must never return here, Leonard said firmly. As they dragged her away, Natasha screamed, You'll regret this. Leonard turned to Faith. Thank God you came when you did. I told you, she said quietly. She hasn't changed. He held her hand. You saved me. That evening, Natasha returned home, dragging her bag. Chuka was lying on the bed, eating soaked Gary and groundnut. You're back early, he said flatly. She didn't answer. He sat up. Don't tell me you failed. She found out. Leonard threw me out. His gods warned me never to return. Chuka stood. What did you do? I don't know, she cried. Faith exposed me. Chuka paced, furious. After all the planning, the fake name, you couldn't even get his attention. I tried. No, you failed because you're useless. She collapsed on the floor. I'm pregnant. Chuka froze. What? I'm pregnant, she whispered. For who? For you. Never. Not me. You follow any man with money. That's not true. Get rid of it. No. I'm keeping my baby. Then leave. Before I do something mad. That night, Natasha lay alone, eyes swollen, whispering to her belly, I'll protect you. No matter what. Hours later, Chuka returned. Smiling. Holding orange juice. I'm sorry, he said. I was angry. I want us to raise the baby. I'll tell my people. We'll do it properly. She smiled through tears. Thank you. Here, drink this. She drank it all. Minutes later, her head spun. Chuka, my head. She collapsed. He panicked. Touched her. Cold. No heartbeat. No. I didn't mean to. He grabbed his bag and ran. The next morning, the landlord, tired of asking for rent, pushed the door open and screamed. Natasha's body lay lifeless on the bed. The police were called. Neighbors confirmed Chuka fled the night before. 3 days later, he was caught hiding in another town. Under questioning, he confessed. I mixed something in the drink. I didn't mean to kill her. I just didn't want the pregnancy. He was charged with murder and sentenced to life in prison. 1 month later, in a grand hall filled with flowers and joy, Faith and Leonard stood at the altar. She wore white, he wore black. Mama Rebecca smiled proudly. Mama Charity stood beside her, crying with joy. You may now kiss your bride, the pastor said. Leonard kissed Faith gently. The guests clapped and cheered. They had finally found their peace. Far from lies, pain, and betrayal. They lived happily ever after. Dear viewer, what did this story teach you? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications so you never miss another story. Thank you for watching, and stay blessed.